Hey guys, what's up? Nick here once again, and today we're going to be checking out the Emberton 2 Bluetooth speaker by Marshall. We're going to be unboxing it fully right here live, doing a quick test, first impressions, and then basically a review of this unit, mainly because being that it's a wireless Bluetooth speaker, not a whole lot I can actually test other than just bringing it out and throwing it in a pool and seeing if it survives, which I'm not going to do. But basically, I'm just going to give my thoughts to you guys on the sound quality, the build quality, the design of it, and if you should go out and purchase it. This is a brand new model. This only came out a couple weeks ago by Marshall. They had an Emberton 1 that was a huge success, but it had its critiques, and we'll get into those in a minute. And that's the main reason I went with the second edition, not only just because it's brand new and I wanted to get the new and improved version, but it's actually releasing for the exact same price as the original. So that being said, this is rated at 30 plus hours of portable playtime. That's insane. Most Bluetooth speakers at this price range, which by the way, this is going for $179 US, normally at this price range, you're looking at maximum 20 hours of playtime. So seeing 30 plus hours in a device this small, pretty insane. It also has Bluetooth 5.1. I kind of wish it had the newer version of 5.2, but 5.1 is still better than 5.0, which was on the original model. And it also has a USB out, so you can charge your portable devices, and it is USB-C, which is awesome. Every device nowadays pretty much comes out in USB-C. We no longer see micro USB. Thank God that's kind of going towards the wayside. So you only have to bring one cable with you, and it's kind of a one device fits all, if you will. You also have the inline controls built right onto the device, which of course is the power on and off, volume, and then your skip track, which is pretty cool. So you don't have to actually take out your device and fiddle with it if you do want to change your track. Go to previous track, next track, play or pause. All right, so let's take a look around the box. As we see, we got the front here just showing a cool little image of the device itself. Going to the right side, it just has the technical specifications. And then in the box, we get the speaker, we get the user manual, and a USB-C charging cable, which is pretty awesome. And it tells you to download the compatible Marshall app once you've got it all picked out. This is the black and gold edition, and I believe they also have a silver. The original model had a couple extra color choices. Kind of wish they had them here, but black and gold just looks sleek and fine with me. So it is what it is. Going to the back, we also have more of the features set here. Marshall signature sound, again, the 30 plus hours of playtime. Stack mode, which is pretty cool. So if you buy two of these guys, you can actually hook them together to get a stereo sound. So basically, if you put one speaker here, one speaker here, the sound would come out like a left and right channel, just like headphones. And it would basically fill up an entire room if you wanted to do something like that for a party, which is pretty cool. It is IP67 water and dust resistant. Not waterproof, so keep that in mind. I don't believe this would survive if it were to fall like in a pool and sink to the bottom. But if it were out in a rainstorm, if you were at the beach and sand fell on it, or if a wave crashed on it, it would be just fine. I just would not recommend submerging this underwater for more than a minute. And it has, again, the Bluetooth 5.1, and then it is made of 50% recycled plastic. So kind of cool. Marshall's trying to save the environment. Always a plus. And then really nothing on the right side other than just a picture of it kind of splashing in water. Pretty cool. And nothing on the bottom. So with all that said, let's cut these pieces of tape and get in there. Not sure why my camera's having such a hard time focusing here, but we're going to cut into it anyway. So we got one side, second side, the knife away. We'll flip this guy open. All right, we got the user manual. Holy crap, this is a huge manual. Is it inside of a book? Looks like it. So marshallheadphones.com. Two pretty big manuals. So this is not in color, but everything you'd ever need for your speaker, which is kind of cool. And then this one I'm pretty sure is like warranty stuff or maybe different languages. Warranty and safety, yeah. Nothing you're ever really going to look at. And it looks like we got the speaker itself. It's honestly pretty hefty. It's a really good weight to it. It feels premium even when we don't even have out of the little protectant sleeve here. There she is. Wow. All right. I love the grill look to this thing. Very classic. It looks like an amplifier. The material is like almost a soft, like felt. It looks like leather, but it doesn't feel like that. It's hard to describe. You know what? It feels like a basketball. That's the best way to describe it. You know, the texture of a basketball is the exact same feeling. Very odd. On the right here, we got the USB-C charging cable, back speaker, nothing on the left, nothing on the bottom. It does have a nice rubber textured bottom, so it's not going to slip and slide. And then on the top, we have the power button, it looks like, Bluetooth pairing button, and then a battery indicator. This is actually really cool to see. I like that they have this, and they had it on the original model as well. LED lights to show the battery. I absolutely hate it when you have one of these guys with you in the car or you're traveling or whatever, and you have to hold down like 2 separate buttons and to listen to someone's voice yell at you saying how much battery is left. It's nice getting a visual indicator right when you turn it on, so you know if you have to charge it up before you travel. Put that to the side just for a second, and it looks like we have probably the USB-C charging cable. Ooh, oh, it's actually pretty decent length. That's not bad. If I was to guess, this is probably about 3 feet. We got USB-C and one USB-A. So kind of unique. They gave you a USB-C to USB-A. Normally it's a C to C, but I do like the quality of this cable. You can see they have like a cool, almost cross hatch style. If I'm saying that correctly, probably not. But it's on both the USB-A and C part. So good quality cable. And that looks to be it in the box. That's pretty much everything. So let's put that to the side and let's get to the speaker. All right, so we got the speaker here. Again, really good build quality to it. I'm gonna grab my UE boom here. We're gonna put them side by side and also do kind of a sound comparison. All right, so this is my UE boom. I've had this going on like 5, maybe 6 years now. You can see by the wear and tear around it, it's not in the best of shape, but also not too bad looking either for, again, being like 5 to 6 years old. This is my main Bluetooth speaker I bring with me everywhere whenever we're traveling, and it basically stays in our bathroom because I use it when I'm in the shower. Main reason is because, as you guys know, in bathrooms, when you take showers, they get pretty steamy and condensation gets everywhere, and you want to have a water-resistant device in there that's not going to break over time from condensation, and that's why I like these things, because they're very durable. They also sound pretty good. They're very boomy, have a lot of bass, and they have the 360-degree sound, just like this guy. So it does have speakers on the front and in the back, so you do get a 360-degree sound as well. And we're going to be pretty much putting these head-to-head because they are relatively around the same price range. I don't necessarily know what the UE boom goes for nowadays, but I do know that when I purchased it, it was around $170. And these also have the same features with the stacking, so you can put 2 of these guys together for a stereo sound. They also have Bluetooth 5.0, so versus the 5.1, and you do have the on-off switch right on here, as well as a Bluetooth pairing button, but there is no way to skip tracks. There is a volume, and I like the design of these things. They're pretty cool looking, but there is no skip track or anything like that, or an LED indicator for battery, so that is another downside. And the last downside, USB micro, so garbage. I wish it was USB-C. However, they do have an aux input, which is pretty cool. So kind of outdated at this point, but cool that you got the option where you do not have the aux input with the Marshall. Moving on, let's get this connected, paired up to my phone, and give it a test. All right, so I'm going to be using my Galaxy S22 Plus, review coming soon. And let's turn this guy on, see what we have for battery power. Looks like we got there we go. So looks like we're pretty much like 75% charged. This is out of the box, by the way. I haven't plugged it in or nothing, so pretty cool. And as you can hear, there was an audible sound. It was like a chunk guitar riff when you turn it on. It's pretty cool. That was actually one thing I want to talk about. The original Marshall Emberton actually had sound indicators for almost everything you did with the device. If you turn the volume all the way up, it had a noise whenever you changed the volume. It had a noise when you skip track, rewound track. It had a noise when you connected, disconnected. Basically, it was an annoyance. A lot of people hated it, and they listened. They took that away. So now you have just a sound, I believe, when you turn off and on the device, and possibly when you connect the device, but not for the volume or changing tracks, which is good. So good on you, Marshall, for that, because that would have definitely been an annoyance. And right when I turn it on, it pops up right here. Super cool. It also, you can't see it, but off screen, it's turned on my tablet as well, saying it will appear on devices listed with my email. I'm going to blank that out. So I'm going to connect that. And it looks like it's going to download the app automatically, which is pretty cool. So let's install that, get that out of the way. All right, so it's downloading that in the side. It's also connected now to the Bluetooth speaker. So I love that they're making these devices as fluid as possible nowadays. You barely have to do anything. You have to barely have any technical knowledge to connect to these things. You literally turn it on and your phone automatically finds it. So pretty cool. I'm not going to anonymously share my data. I'm good. All right. So we're going to add a new device. Searching. There it is. Emberton 2. Add. Searching for the 2. So there we go. Pair. Stack mode just shows you a couple different features. It does have an equalizer as well built into the app. So if you go to EQ presets, we have 3 options. We have Marshall, Push, and Voice. Marshall is the fine-tuned Marshall signature sound you're gonna love. Push, boosted bass and treble for an even heavier sound. I probably will go with that one. We'll see. And then Voice, enhanced to mid-range for more clarity when listening to voice-focused content, so like podcasts, or if you're making a lot of phone calls from it. Pretty awesome. So with that said, let's leave it on the Marshall signature sound, and I'm going to try to find some copyright-free music for you guys, and we'll do some listening tests. I'll probably switch the microphone to my camera instead of my SM7B that you're hearing my voice right now with, mainly because it's not going to pick up the sound as well as my camera will. So, all right, so this is going to be from the Subnautica soundtrack. It's going to be Crash Site. So let's give a test here. I'm going to aim the speaker towards us just so we get the optimal sound. And I'm going to have it at, let's say, 75% volume. Let's see how loud this thing is. Here we go. All right, really quick here. Wow. It's very clear. It's extremely clear. I will say the bass compared to the UE Boom so far is a little bit lacking, but it's not that like rumbly bass that you normally see in these little Bluetooth speakers. It's more of a clear, punchy bass. That being said, let's change the preset here in the equalizer to that punch, I believe it was called. And let's see what the device sounds like after that. So, oh, push, that's what it was called. So we're gonna change it to push. I'm gonna rewind the song and we're gonna listen to that same portion again and see if it sounds any different. So let's go. Now, it's really hard to tell. Obviously, the microphone in here isn't going to do anything justice versus listening to it in person. But there is a big difference between the regular Marshall sound and the push sound and the equalizer. They definitely pushed the bass out a little bit more than it did by default. However, I still think even with that push equalizer setting on, the EQ setting on, I don't really notice. It does seem like it's less than what the UE Boom can produce. With that being said, let's connect this thing and do a side-by-side comparison. I'll let you guys be the judges. Again, I don't necessarily know if it's going to come through on video as well as it is in person, but let's run this on back to where we were at the beginning. I'm going to disconnect from the Marshall speaker and we're going to connect to the UE Boom. All right, so we have the UE Boom connected. By the way, I've never used the UE Boom application before. I know there is one, but it used to only be for if you had 2 of these and you want to link them together. I don't believe there was any EQ settings you could change with this guy. So keep that in mind. That is a big difference between the two, is you do have equalizer settings on here where you do not on the UE Boom. So again, going to the same part in the song, we're now connected to the UE Boom, and let's see what the difference in sound is. same volume level. All right, so from my personal opinion, the UE Boom is louder, but not as clear. What do I mean by that? It has more bass, a little bit heavier bass, rumblier bass, but the bass muddies out a lot of the highs and mids compared to the Marshall. So, in essence, I think when it comes to like EDM, rap, hip hop, you're gonna have a better experience with the UE Boom overall. You're gonna get more of a pumpier sound, and it's gonna be louder for filling up an entire room. However, if you're like me, you want to get more out of your music, more out of your sound, have a clearer sound, maybe you listen to heavy rock or metal, or just any type of music that really isn't EDM, rap, or hip hop, and you want to get that full sound signature, the Marshall is going to be your choice. That's going to be the one you want to go with, because I can definitely tell the differences between the instruments with the Marshall versus the UE Boom. It doesn't have nearly as much bass. It's not as loud. Now, granted, I didn't do full blast on either one of these devices because I don't want to break the speakers, and I don't want to break your guys' ears, but just from this little test at 75%, which is more than loud enough for me, the Marshall wins in clarity, just in general in clarity. And also feature set, like I said, it has a couple extra features that the UE Boom does not, which is pretty nice. But if you're looking just for a really good experience for a on-the-go, durable Bluetooth speaker that you can throw in the water and not have to worry about it, honestly, I think the UE Boom is a little bit of a better deal right now. It's cheaper. I think you can get these guys for as low as like 90 bucks if you go with the older models, and you're gonna get a really good experience. But if you're looking for the best of the best, the clearest of the clear in terms of audio quality, and again, you get that really cool aesthetic of kind of that old school amplifier look. You get like old classic guitars, and it just feels like quality, and you get a few extra features like the LED light showing the battery indicator, stuff like that. The Marshall is definitely a good pick and honestly worth the money. So that's pretty much my first thoughts and impressions / review of the Marshall Emberton 2. If there's anything I missed in this video or anything I didn't cover that you would like me to go over, let me know in the comment section below, and I can always make a follow-up video with any questions you may have or answer them in the comment section below. With that, leave a like, share, support as always. It truly does help, and hope you subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one. Peace out.